Today, we're diving into 7 surprising things you should never do before leaving your dog home alone. Some of these might seem harmless, but they can actually make your dog's time apart from you much harder. Stick around, enjoy our walk through the woodlands, and listen to see if you've been doing any of these without realizing it.
That's a great way to put it. And what's really striking, I think, is that almost all these common mistakes, they actually come from a place of love.
Right. We're trying to do the right thing, try to reassure them.
Exactly. We shower them with affection, try to soften the blow of leaving, but often we end up accidentally reinforcing the exact anxiety we're trying to head off.
So our goal here is to sort of quickly get a handle on these pitfalls,
Mm.
the things that maybe feel right to us, but, well, they scream panic to our dogs.
Yeah, and figure out how we can actually communicate security, real security, when we walk out that door.
Okay, so let's start with the big emotional moments, leaving and coming back. Mistake number 1 you mentioned is making a big deal of the departure.
Yes. That huge, drawn-out, emotional hug and kiss session right before you dash out. It feels like a last base of love.
It does. I feel guilty leaving, so I want to give them that extra squeeze. Why is that actually harmful?
Well, think about the energy you're putting out. Your dog reads your behavior, right? They look to you for cues.
Mhm.
If you, their leader, suddenly act all worked up, giving intense, maybe slightly frantic attention right before you vanish, what message does that send?
I guess maybe that leaving is a big, scary event.
Precisely. They think, okay, this must be serious. Action stations, panic time. You're basically cueing them to be stressed.
So the idea is to make leaving boring,
Uh.
almost unremarkable.
That's the perfect word, unremarkable. The message needs to be, this is normal, no big deal, happens all the time. If you really need to give affection, do it maybe 10 minutes before you even grab your keys or coat.
Right?
Then, the actual exit. Low key, quick. It promotes calm.
That actually flows right into the second mistake, which is maybe even harder for us humans. Resisting that crazy, ecstatic greeting when you get home.
Oh, this one's tough. Your dog acts like you've survived a decade-long expedition.
Right. Jumping, whining, maybe spinning in circles. How can you possibly ignore that? Doesn't that feel cold or like you're rejecting them?
It feels counterintuitive, I know. But you're not rejecting the dog or the love. You're just choosing not to reward the frenzy. Think about it. If you pour attention onto them while they're bouncing off the walls...
You're reinforcing the bouncing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're teaching them that frantic, over-the-top excitement is the required behavior to get your attention back. You're conditioning them to work themselves up every time you're about to return.
So wait until they settle down a bit, even just for a moment.
Yes. Wait for those 4 paws to hit the floor. Wait for the whining to stop. Maybe they take a breath. Even if it's just a couple of seconds of relative calm, then greet them. Give them the affection. You're rewarding the calm state, not the chaotic one.
Okay, I can see the logic, even if it's hard in practice. Now let's talk about when things go wrong while you're out. Mistake number 3. Scolding the dog for messes or chewing when you get back.
Yes. The discovery of the shredded cushion or the accident on the rug.
Your first instinct is definitely to let them know they messed up, right? But you're saying this is ineffective, even damaging.
It's almost totally ineffective for teaching and, yeah, potentially damaging to the relationship. The key is timing and association. Dogs live in the present moment.
So unless you catch them, like mid-chew.
They have no idea why you're suddenly angry hours later. When you walk in and find the mess, you know why you're upset, the dog. They only know that your return, the thing they've been waiting for, is now associated with you being angry, loud, maybe scary.
They can't connect your anger now with the pillow they destroyed at lunchtime.
Not really. They don't have that kind of cause and effect recall or, frankly, a moral compass about cushions. They might feel guilty, but that's usually submission or fear in response to your current anger.
So scolding them afterwards just makes them anxious about you coming home.
Pretty much. It can even worsen the original problem, because often that chewing or soiling, it's a self-soothing behavior triggered by anxiety in the first place. Punishing it just adds another layer of stress.
And we should probably mention, if it's about soiling and the dog's being left for, say, 8 or 9 hours.
Oh, absolutely. That's not just training then. You need to look at management. A dog walker, a neighbor popping in. A full bladder isn't something they can just hold indefinitely through willpower. That's basic needs.
Right. Okay. Let's shift from the direct interactions to setting up their environment and routine. Mistake 4. Rushing the morning routine.
Yeah, this one hits home for non-morning people. That extra 10 minutes of sleep feels crucial.
Totally. But you're saying we really do need to sacrifice it for the dog's sake.
I'd say it's pretty essential. Getting up earlier for a proper walk, maybe some vigorous playtime like fetch or tug. It's key. It's not just about making them physically tired, although that helps a lot.
What else does it do?
It burns off that excess energy, that potential nervous energy. And importantly, good exercise actually helps lower their baseline cortisol levels, their stress hormones.
Ah, so you're kind of preemptively de-stressing them before the potentially stressful event of you leaving.
Exactly. A dog that's had a good workout, released some endorphins, is much more likely to just settle down and sleep for a good chunk of the day. And like the saying goes, if they're asleep, they can't be missing you.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, mistake number 5. Tidying away all the toys and entertainment. My instinct is to clear the decks to prevent chewing on the wrong things.
I get that instinct. Nobody wants a cluttered house or encourages chewing, but taking away all their appropriate outlets for mental stimulation, that can backfire.
How so?
Boredom is a huge trigger for problem behaviors. If there's nothing interesting to do, their brain starts looking for anything to do, and that might be your sofa leg.
So leave toys out.
Yes, but think beyond just plushies. Spread them out. Use variety. Interactive puzzle toys are fantastic. Treat dispensing balls, lick mats, things that make them work their brain.
Like a job for them.
Kind of. It taps into their natural foraging instincts. You can even hide some of their daily kibble around the room. It turns alone time into a bit of a treasure hunt, keeps their mind busy and positively engaged.
I like that idea. Shifting it from passive waiting to active engagement. Okay, mistake number 6 seems really simple. Leaving the curtains closed. I'd never thought about that.
It's easy to overlook, but think about it as sensory enrichment. An open curtain, maybe even a cracked window if it's safe.
Yeah.
It provides visual stimulation.
Watching the world go by.
Exactly. People walking past, birds, squirrels, cars. It gives them something external to focus on rather than just staring at the door you left through. Plus, natural light is important.
For their sleep cycle.
Yeah, and just general well-being. Letting them nap in a patch of sunlight is biologically comforting. It makes the space feel less like a sealed box.
Okay, that leads nicely to the 7th mistake. Leaving unpredictable media on, like the TV or radio. I thought that was supposed to be comforting. Human voices.
It can be, but it needs to be managed carefully. The problem is unpredictability.
What do you mean?
Well, say you leave a news channel or a random radio station on, it might be calm chat for a while, but then suddenly there's a loud report with sirens or a dramatic movie trailer with explosions or thunder sound effects.
Oh, I see. That could be terrifying for a dog alone.
Absolutely. If they're already a bit anxious, a sudden, loud, scary noise with no one there to reassure them can really spike their panic. They might start associating their safe space with frightening sounds.
So if you do want to leave sound on,
be intentional. Choose something predictable. There's calming classical music, specific dog relaxation playlists or channels, even some nature documentaries with soothing narration. Just make sure you control what they're hearing. No surprises.
got it. Predictability is key. Now, before we get to the big takeaways, there's one more crucial point we need to cover. It's about training, specifically dealing with crying or whining when you leave. The old advice was often, let them cry it out.
Right, the idea being that going back rewards the anxiety. But for separation issues, this often just makes things worse.
Why is that?
Because the dog isn't being manipulative. They're genuinely distressed. Ignoring them when they're escalating into panic just confirms their fear. My distress signal isn't working. I need to get louder. I really am abandoned.
So what's the better approach? You can't just leave them in hysterics.
No. The goal is gradual desensitization, teaching them that short absences are safe. You need to practice departures, but start incredibly small.
Like just stepping outside for a second.
Literally, put on your coat, grab your keys, do your usual cues. If they stay calm, great. Step out, close the door, wait 1 second, come back in calmly before they can get upset. Reward the calm.
And if they do start whining after that 1 second?
Then you need to return, yes, but before they hit peak panic, maybe after just a few seconds of mild whining. When you return, ignore the frantic greeting. Wait for them to settle, then give calm attention.
So you come back to interrupt the rising panic, but only reward when they calm down again.
Exactly. You're showing them you always come back, breaking the panic cycle. But the reward, the positive attention, is linked to them regaining composure. You slowly increase the duration only as they show they can handle the shorter times calmly. It takes patience. You're teaching them they don't need to panic.
That makes a lot more sense than just letting them escalate. Okay, so pulling all this together, what's the big picture here?
The big picture is that security for a dog, especially around departures, comes from consistency, predictability, and preparation, not from big emotional displays.
We need to think more like a dog psychologist and less like a, well, guilty human.
Well put. It's about setting them up for success, tiring them out, giving them engaging things to do, making departures and arrivals calm, routine events, communicating safety through their language.
Right. So based on everything we've walked through, let's distill this into some really practical steps people can start using right away.
Sounds good.
Okay, here are our top 5 actionable tips to help your dog feel more secure when home alone.
Number 1, master the pre-departure prep. Seriously prioritize that morning walk or play session. Make sure they're properly tired physically and mentally. Burning off energy and lowering stress hormones beforehand is huge.
Number 2, establish predictable routines. As much as possible, try to keep things like walks, feeding times, and especially your return times fairly consistent. Dogs thrive on knowing what to expect. It gives them a real sense of security.
Number 3, use food as engagement, not just fuel. Ditch the overflowing food bowl. Instead, use puzzle feeders, stuffed Kongs, or hide some of their kibble around the house. Make them work for it a bit. It keeps their brain busy and focused on something positive.
Number 4, provide a safe den space. Make sure they have a comfy, designated spot that's just theirs, a treat with the door open, a cozy bed in a quiet corner. It's a place they can retreat to and feel secure if they start feeling overwhelmed.
And number 5, build positive departure associations. Right before you leave, give them something really special, high value, that they only get when you're leaving. A long-lasting chew, that favorite puzzle toy. You want them to think, oh, great, they're leaving. That means I get my awesome Kong.
So it changes the association from negative to positive.
Exactly. These aren't massive changes, mostly small adjustments, but they're about understanding and speaking your dog's language. It's less about the big hugs and more about providing that structure and security they need.
Absolutely. And with consistent practice using these tips, you really should see your dog feeling much more relaxed and secure when you're not around. Maybe try picking just one of these to focus on this week.
Good idea. Every little bit helps build their confidence. Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring.